بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء وسيد المرسلين سيدنا ونبينا ومولانا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. ربنا ظلمنا أنفسنا وإن لم تغفر لنا وترحمنا لنكونن من الخاسرين. ربنا لا تزغ قلوبنا بعد إذ هديتنا وهب لنا من لدنك رحمة إنك أنت الوهاب. ربنا هب لنا من أزواجنا وذرياتنا قرة أعين واجعلنا للمتقين إماما. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. اللهم افتح لنا بالخير واختم لنا بالخير واجعل عواقب أمورنا بالخير بيدك الخير والعافية إنك على كل شيء قدير. سبحان ربنا رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to all of our mu'tamareen that will be leaving on our Umrah September 2022. And we welcome our mu'tamareen who is not here with us today but are streaming into this program. And these are our people from Johannesburg and from Port Elizabeth. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh to all of you. So today we're just going to touch on a few important information that it is that you require. First of all, let's introduce your group leaders that will be accompanying you on this journey. So, Mln Shabeer Gallant, Hafiz Gabieb Davids would be your group leaders on the journey, but we also have another group leader who you will meet in Medina, the Sadiq Lali. So they will be available to see to your logistical needs, your checking in, checking out, etc. But I'll just go through a little bit of a format. Unfortunately, we might have to even cut the program short because this area is going into load shedding at 4 o'clock. So if you don't mind, let me just go through the presentation. If anybody has any questions, we can either answer those questions in the group, and if we have time, we will answer them in this forum, inshallah. So a lot of things have changed in Saudi, as you all know. One of the things that has been a new requirement is the different applications. Fortunately, the COVID restrictions have all been rescinded, so there's no more restrictions regarding COVID. However, there used to be 2 apps, there is now only 1 app. It is called Itmarna, and you are able to download those apps now already. Later, inshallah, we will be handing out our passports and all your necessary travel documents, and you can actually start making your appointments for the Roda. So you don't need appointments for the Umrah like you did in the past, but you certainly do need an appointment for wanting to make ziyarah in the Roda. And things change, it evolves and it changes all the time. I'm in a chat where people are posting messages and saying, oh, we don't have an appointment, but we are able to make salam from outside the gate, etc., etc. So there's a lot of stuff that changes. So what we might be talking about today might be different at the time when you will be traveling. So importantly, download the Itmarna app. Use an email address, so the password is sent to your email. They will request for you your visa and your passport numbers, which you will enter. Habibullah is familiar with the Itmarna app, and so is Mln Shabeer. So they will assist you if you get stuck, or you can post a question and we will assist and show you how it can be done. And you can make your appointments already. Sadly, because of the influx of people, the appointment system is every 30 days. So if you get an appointment, you can only make another appointment in 30 days' time. But like I say, things are evolving and it changes. So you might find that at the time when you are traveling, you'd be able to make more than 1 appointment. Okay? So very important, people, when you are traveling, your documentation is extremely important. Do yourselves a favor, make copies of your documents, keep it in another place other than the place that you are traveling with, so you know if anything you have a spare, or take a photograph. and keep it on your phone. These documents are always, it could get lost, but thank goodness for technology. Just take a snapshot and you would have all the information that you require. So our journey, inshallah, our departure will be on the 28th of September. Our flight time is at 12:55. However, we are requesting that you please be at the airport at 9:30. 09:30, be at the airport, because it's not just our group that will be leaving. There are other groups that are leaving as well. And normally when you have an influx and the volume, it does take quite a bit of time to check people in. We will obviously, on the day, Mln Shabeer, Habibullah, Rafeeq, we will all be on the airport to assist and guide people to where they need to be. Documentations, especially children, make sure that you have an unabridged birth certificate. Some of you have it in your passports, but there are kids who are not carrying it in their passport. For that reason, make sure that you have a signed copy that is valid 3 months prior to. So if it's something that you had attested, it might have expired at the time of traveling, just make sure that it's still valid. So timing is very important, your timing being on the airport. Baggage rules, you're allowed 2 bags of 23 kilos. Please do not exceed your 23 kilos. They will make you unpack your bag. Okay, if your baggage exceeds 23 kilos, they will make you unpack, even if you've sealed it. You'll just have to cut your tape open and you'll have to bag your bag. So you're allowed 7 kilos onboard luggage and 23 kilos check-in luggage. And then also, on this flight, you will have a transit. You will be transiting in Doha. People, your transit time is very short. It's 55 minutes. Please adopt a buddy system so that you can inform somebody should you need to go to the bathroom or you have any emergency, so somebody knows you are not in the group, that you have gone somewhere. That 55 minutes goes very quickly. Now, I'm not talking about 55 minutes waiting. From the time that the plane lands to your next flight is 55 minutes. Okay, so that's very little time. And then obviously, so I'm sort of kind of trying to follow the journey. Your arrival in Medina, there will be a bus waiting and your group leaders will assist you in that regard. So one group leader will stay with the group, the other one will go and find the driver of the bus, and when the bus is located, everybody will be then asked to proceed to wherever the loading zone is. And again, people, try not to sort of wander. Try and stick together, especially when you're arriving in a destination, just to make sure that you are, and I know everybody might be wanting to get a SIM card or whatever. The group leaders will advise at a point to do that. Don't do it on the airport. It is going to hold up everybody else. So try and get off the airport as soon as you can into your buses so that you can get to your destination. If I'm going too fast, then, and if you have any. Okay, so arrival Medina, we may, before your arrival, have your room numbers available. This will be communicated to you via your group leaders, and hopefully by the time you arrive, because you have a very, very early arrival, you arrive in Medina at 03:20. However, you might get to the hotel at about 0400. You're allowed breakfast on that morning because your check-in is from the 28th. So breakfast is included for the day of your arrival. And then obviously all the detail regarding ziyaras, all of that will be communicated in the group and via your, so detail and all of that will be taken care of in the chat with group leaders so that you know exactly what the process is, what the formats is. So please just check your messages. We've set up the group for admin only, specifically to keep it messages communicating to yourselves. Group leaders will make their numbers available to you should you have any specific questions. You obviously have entree to them to ask those questions directly. Okay, a very important thing that I'd like to share with people, especially those who are traveling for the first time, please do take hotel cards. As soon as you arrive at the hotel, take a card from the hotel. Should you, in the event, split up from your group, or somebody who is traveling with you, your sister, your brother, your husband, wife, at least you would be able to get back to the hotel. So take hotel cards, it takes you back to where you need to be. Then for your specific needs, Makkah, Medina, obviously all of that detail will be communicated to you via your group leaders. Okay, so a lot of the communication will take place on your chat. So obviously watch the chat to see what the changes are, what your events are, what you're planning to do. If anybody has any recommendations, you're most welcome to engage with the group leaders and make any suggestions. And obviously, we will try and accommodate wherever possible. There might be on the trip, people might request things like, for example, are we going to do another Umrah? Answer to that is yes. Not Al-Anwar. If you feel you want to do another Umrah, your first Umrah is with the group. If there are requests for additional Umrahs, these are additional, and you will have this discussion with your group leaders. Likewise, with any additional ziyaras, it will be the normal ziyarah. If there are any other specific places that you would like to visit, you discuss that with your group leaders, and they will then decide a program on how best to make your journey as exciting, as informative as they can. Okay, yeah, that's a very important point that Gabieb is making. Just remember, when your bags get checked in, it gets checked in directly to Medina. So if you need anything to be at your hand, make sure they are in your hand luggage handbag. Medication, for example. Try and keep it handy. Try and keep sort of a small towel or something, a change of underwear, because sometimes bags do get missing, they do get lost, but at least you'll be comfortable enough. Okay. So I didn't start the program because I was just so short. I didn't want us to run out of time, but just a little bit about Al-Anwar, which I should have started with. My name is Zaynab. Rafeeq, do you want to just... I'll stand in, Rafeeq, and just come and sit here for a second. We are the directors of Al-Anwar, and we have a new member that have just recently joined.
Assalamu alaikum. Welcome, everybody. Nice to see new faces again. We will, we are all unknown to each other now, but we are hopeful to become a family on the trip, inshallah. And if there are any questions that you guys need to be answered, we are here for you. Can you speak about the yellow fever cards? The yellow fever cards, for those that haven't handed it in to us, you will need to put it into your passports when you get the passports before you go, because they will be asking for it on the airport when you check in here. Is there anything else? We've given everybody a green, the green shoe bag. Yeah. So please make use of it. It's for identification purposes. It's very green, so it's very easy to notice.
What do we do in that case? Okay, so we are aware that there is no yellow fever available in the country. The doctor that you go to for your meningitis will sign the document. They will just sign the signature for yellow fever, and that is sufficient.
Exempting you. Okay. Maulana?
Yeah, that is correct, Auntie. There are age limits where some of these people react differently to these vaccines. However, carry a letter from your doctor stating that it's not good for you to take the vaccine. Just have the letter in your passport. Yeah,
That's fine. That's fine.
That's fine.
Anybody else?
So am I correct in saying that by having a yellow or a vaccination card in your passport is very important?
Yes.
So that just authorized by your doctor stating that you inquire about it, but it's not very important.
That's correct.
So it's very important for each passport to have a vaccination card.
100%. This is a Saudi requirement. It's not a requirement by any other country. These are requirements required by Saudi. They haven't lifted that yet. So those requirements are still in place. Okay. COVID is no longer required. I mean, there's no restrictions on COVID, so you don't require anything.
No masks.
No masks. Okay. It seems we do have some time for some questions. Is anybody taking questions from Johannesburg or PE?
Yeah, we don't have any. You can ask them to type onto the comments, and then we will be having access to the.
Okay. So anybody who has any questions, you can post the question on the comment page that you're streaming from, and we will respond.
Yeah. The things are working.
Okay. Okay, so we do have some time. Are there any further questions regarding the trip?
Just in terms of the WhatsApp group, will we still be added to the WhatsApp group?
Okay, there is a link that you can add yourself to, but when we are done with the presentation, you're welcome to speak either to Mln Shabeer or Habibullah, and they will show you how to add yourself to the app. Yellow fever and the meningitis. Yeah. Okay, so meningitis, yellow fever is still a requirement. However, there is no yellow fever available in the country. Okay. Any further questions? Yeah, I'm going to. Okay, so if we have no further questions, I would like to introduce to you, Sheikh Gallant has written and published a book called The Kaaba. I think it would make some amazing reading material on your journey. So you're welcome to purchase a copy of the book. If you didn't come prepared, we can obviously just take your details and we will advise where the copies can be collected from.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والعصر إن الإنسان لفي خسر إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات إن الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر صدق الله العظيم. الفاتحة. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين سيدنا ونبينا ومولانا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. وصل اللهم على سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وأصحابه وبارك وسلم وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين.